And now, Mike's thoughts. You know what really drives me crazy? What absolutely drives me crazy is coaches who don't know who to do their damn job. If you're a coach, your responsibility isn't just show up with the whistle and run through the motions. It's about building players. It's about building discipline. It's about building a culture. Too many coaches want the title, want the power, want the control, but they don't want the work. They don't want to teach fundamentals. They don't want to develop players, and they don't want to hold their kids or their team accountable. Instead, they're sitting back, pointing fingers, blaming players for the mistakes, and that they never even taught them how to fix it in the first place. They're worried about their win-loss records, worried about their ego, worried about what the stands are saying. And while they're busy protecting their image, their players are the ones that are suffering. Kids who show up every day ready to learn but are being failed by their very leaders who are supposed to prepare them. As a coach's job is to push, to teach, to mentor, to lead, not to quit when things get tough, not to fold under pressure, not to collect a paycheck or a title while leaving their players hanging. When coaches stop caring, it trickles down. The team notices, the parents notice, the whole program notices. And guess what? It shows up on game day every single time. If you don't want to put in the work, if you don't want to actually coach, then step aside. Because there are kids out there who deserve better. There are programs out there starving for someone who actually gives a damn. And if you're not that person, you are just in the way. Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Yeah, hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off, get it hype. This man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Welcome to Man Hour NFL Talk. Your guys, your go-to spot for live, raw, uncut NFL talk. I'm so glad you're rolling with us today. But before we jump into today's action, head over to manhourradio.com. That's where you find the exclusive merchandise, check out the freshest blogs, and everything that's happening on the show. So if you're rocking the Man Hour, guys, that is a spot to rep it. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe so you never miss a live show. That's the easiest way to plug in, as we are live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Probably on Thursday, we'll start at the halftime of the Thursday night game. We're kind of toying with this time. We'll see what happens. But guys, remember, this is a live, interactive show. So throw out your thoughts, opinions, and hottest of the talks takes down below. I want to hear from you. But guys, today, we're going to talk a little bit about the Chiefs taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. We're going to talk a little bit about the LA Rams taking on the Houston Texans. We are going to do a little bit of panic or patience over there in New York. And then we're going to round it up with a little bit of fact and then a little bit of crap. So guys, sit back, buckle up, because it's going to be a wild, wild ride. And let's start right there up at the top. Let's start with the game of the weekend, in my opinion. Not the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Not the Texans taking on the Rams. Not the Titans taking on the Denver Broncos. It is the LA Chargers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And this one has all of the makings of a defensive slugfest. Forget the hype about a high-flying offenses for a minute. This game is going to be about which team can grind, fight, and outlast other teams in the trenches. Guys, this is just not another AFC West game. This is the first time the NFL has ever put a game out completely for free on YouTube and, of course, on NFL Plus. And what a better way to showcase a league than dropping Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs against LA Chargers that is reloaded and ready to prove they are legit in Jim Harbaugh's second year at the helm. Now, guys, the Kansas City Chiefs are walking into this matchup with a chip on their shoulder. They're coming off a Super Bowl loss, and that's just the start of their attempt to win the AFC West title for the 10th straight season. 10 straight. That is dominance. But if there was a team out there that could spoil the run before it even gets started, it is these LA Chargers. Guys, Los Angeles is not the team that we saw just a couple years ago, right? They added a rookie, Hampton, that could really pound the rock. They brought in Najee Harris for depth and physicality. And oh yeah, Keenan Allen is back with the LA Chargers as well. One of the most reliable receivers in football when healthy. You pair that with Justin Herbert leading the charge, and suddenly this offense looks like a balanced and capable of wearing down defenses instead of relying on the big play. But guys, here's the kicker. This game is just not going to be about Herbert throwing for 350 yards. It is going to be about the Chargers defense standing tall, forcing Mahomes into tough spots, and slowing down the Chiefs' offense that is still searching for answers after last season. For the Kansas City Chiefs, guys, this is all about pride. Mahomes is still the best quarterback in football. No question about it. Travis Kelce is still the heartbeat of that offense. No question about that. But beyond that, who is going to step up? The Chiefs wide receiver room has been inconsistent, and now they're walking into week run in Brazil against a division rival with everything to prove. Can Chris Jones and the Kansas City Chiefs defense slow down the Chargers' ground game? Can the secondary contain Allen? Because if they can't, this could get ugly very, very fast. Now, as far as the predictions go, Chargers versus Chiefs. Who do you guys got winning? Who do you guys got winning? I have been saying this for months. I've been saying this since the schedule came out. I have the Chargers winning this game. And no, it's not going to be a shootout. It will be a close, low-scoring defensive slugfest, something like 20-17. With Harbaugh's team leading on the run game and that nasty defense to close the door late. So, guys, I have given my take. Chargers over the Chiefs over in week one, setting the tone for the AFC West right out of the gate. But what do you think? Are the Chiefs too experienced to let this slip away, or are the Chargers about to shake things up in divisional for the show? Comment down below with your predictions. Hit the subscribe button. And remember, guys, we're live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. So let's get into the comments down below. My man Casey Morgan's going to change the pigskin pundit.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
Casey says, hate how the game is on YouTube, but at least it's free, though. At least it's free. Like, I get it. I mean, let's just be honest. I don't understand why it's free YouTube. Games are all free on CBS and Fox all the damn time. Hell, right now, NBC's playing Thursday Night Football. That's free. So stop with this free crap, whatever. I don't know why we put that in there. I don't know why I put that in there, but I was like, hey, let me make sure they know that it's free. Oh, stupid, right? Stupid, I know. But hey, it is on YouTube, so download the YouTube app on your TV. Bada bing, bada boom, I guess you can do it. Combs Jr. Games in the chat. What's up, Combsy? Little Combsy Jr. What up, man? He is picking the Chargers to win this week as well. I feel like the Chargers are going to come in there and they're going to kind of smack the Kansas City Chiefs around a little bit. Say, who's your daddy? Right? I'm a Chiefs fan, and I'm picking the Chargers to win this game. So that shows you guys that I am an unbiased fan. I see it how I see it. My man Alpha Rob is in the chat as well today. He's an everydayer. What's up, Alpha Rob? And he says the Chargers as well. Let me ask you guys this question. Are we picking the Chargers because we hope the Kansas City Chiefs are falling off? Are we picking the Chargers because we expect the Kansas City Chiefs to fall off? Or do we think the Chargers are actually good? Me personally, I have it for other reasons. My other reasons are I want the Kansas City Chiefs to start off slow. I want the pressure to come off the Kansas City Chiefs. I want everybody to start overlooking the Kansas City Chiefs. So when they're 12-5, when they're 13-4, heading into January, like, oh, where did these guys come up, right? When did these guys come up? And they've been here all year long, baby. Yeah, we lost the first three. Yeah, we started the season off 2-4. But look at us now. We here. Combsy Jr. says, are you sick? No, man. I coach football, so I lose my voice every Friday night. It comes back on Thursday just a little bit. This is a hell of a lot better than it was last night. And even the night before that is a hell of a lot better. Combsy, go back to a Monday show, Tuesday show. I was like, actually, let me get my voice disguiser on here.
It sounded a lot.
Nope, that's not it. It
Definitely sounded like this all night long. And I was like,
it was terrible. Last night was terrible, but today's a lot better. I do got allergies. They're starting to clog up a little bit, so I'm going to sneeze here in a second. But yeah, I'm not sick. I'm just... That was a good sneeze, boys. But no, I'm not sick. It's just allergies. Combsy says, I think the Chiefs take a big step back this season. I agree. No. I don't agree. I agree that the rest of the AFC is starting to catch up to the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are still the cream of the crop. I still think they are the top dogs. I still think everybody is chasing them. But I think everybody else is raising their level of play. Broncos are getting better. Chargers are getting better. Raiders are getting better. Rest of the AFC is starting to get a little bit better. Ravens and Bills are all right there. So, yeah, I don't think the Chiefs are taking a step back. Just that everybody else is starting to take a step forward. So it does look like the Chiefs are taking a little step back. Will Lawson says, nope, the Chiefs are going to win, baby. And Will, as a Chiefs fan, I hope you are 100% correct. I will be on my phone during the high school game tomorrow night, checking the score. Now, I do have it. Hopefully, it can record. It is on YouTube, so hopefully the replay will happen, right? And I can come home and watch it. If it's not, I'm gonna be freaking mad. But I hope to do. Me personally, as a Chiefs fan, I hope the Chiefs win. I am with you. It wouldn't just shock me if they win. Also, wouldn't shock me if they lose. Week 1 in Brazil, true toss-up game, right? What do we do with our hands? I hate these games. Colby says, got to get Dad back for one episode. Combsy Jr., I've been talking with BC, Mr. BC Combs himself, and we are going to try to do a Saturday night preview show with your dad, with Fitz, with Hoffy, and a couple other Believe guys as well. This week is going to be tough because Mama Buck's in town, but week 2 and beyond, tune in Saturday, 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/manhour. We will do a weekly preview show, previewing all of the games, picking our winners and all that stuff. We will be doing it this Saturday as well, but it will be just me. So, yeah, they are good. Will says the Chiefs will finish 12-5 this season and win the division. Will, I am with you on this 100%. I think the Chiefs will be a 12-win team, if not a 13-win team. They are going to end the season on a very, very high note. However, they're going to start off slow. These first 6-7 weeks are tough. Because when you look at their schedule, right now they're in Brazil, getting ready to play a road game, air quotes there. It's a neutral site game, but the Chargers are the home team playing a divisional foe. Chargers, right? Chargers are a very, very much improved team. Then they're off for 9 days. Then they play the Philadelphia Eagles. At last check, I saw the score was 17-14 for the Eagles-Cowboys game. Cowboys up. That's going to be a very, very physical game. Back at home, right? And then they're on the road, taking on the New York Football Giants on Sunday Night Football. A very sneakily good Chargers team. Don't sleep on those Chargers. And then they got the Ravens, and then the Lions, and then the Raiders. Their schedule does them no favors. And then they got the Commanders, and then they got the Bills. So even if they're playing top-notch football, which I doubt they will be, let's just be honest, they're still playing some of the elite teams of the NFL right off the bat. Chargers, Eagles, Ravens, Lions, Commanders, Bills. That's tough. 500 in that stretch is not out of reach. It's very, very real possibility. Then the schedule gets easier toward the end. You got the Broncos, Colts, Cowboys, Texans, Chargers, Titans, Broncos, Raiders. It's a little easier, right? Start off slow and hot, but 12-5 is kind of where I have them as well. Combsy says, I think the Chiefs will go 10-7. That's tough. But probably, I mean, it's a very good possibility. Very good possibility. Ron says the Chargers and the Chiefs are blank until they're not. Let me go to Facebook and see what he says. The Chargers are the Chiefs' bitch until they're not. Yes, the Chargers have been historically the Chiefs' punching bag the last couple seasons. Not wrong. The Chargers are coming, though, right? The Chargers are coming. Combsy Jr. says he's moving to Chicago. Pops did not tell me that. He did call me the other day. I tried to call him back. He didn't answer. We've been playing phone tag back in a fourth. So I'll call him tomorrow just to check in. Alpha Rob says, I need Kansas City Chiefs to start off slow. Why? Why, Alpha Rob? We know the Buffalo Bills cannot beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. It doesn't matter where you're playing. Brazil, Mexico, Buffalo, Kansas City. It doesn't matter. Kansas City Chiefs own the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs. It doesn't matter if the Kansas City Chiefs are the 7th seed or the 1 seed in the playoffs. They're still going to whoop the Buffalo Bills' ass. Facts are facts, Alpha Rob. Sorry about your luck, brother. Sorry about your luck. But guys, who is going to win? Who is going to win? Chargers or the Kansas City Chiefs? That is the question. He's pulling mad hours at BetMGM. Yeah, he is. He's living his dream, though, right? BC is living his dream. He used us as a stepping stone to get to the top, baby. You're welcome, Combsy. You're welcome. I got you there. I'm totally kidding. It was all of his hard work. I wish nothing but the best for Beastie. But moving on. More week 1 NFL, the 2025 NFL season. It's officially here, baby, guys. We are watching the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys playing right now. But on Sunday, we have the Los Angeles Rams hosting or taking on the Houston Texans. And the storyline could not be any more clear. Matthew Stafford's back is the question everyone is asking. Is Matthew Stafford's back okay? Is Matthew Stafford 100%? Is Matthew Stafford this? Is Matthew Stafford that? Guys, if Matthew Stafford is at least at 80% come game time, the Rams season could be over before it even starts. You heard it. Guys, Matthew Stafford has been battling back issues all preseason long. He has missed a chunk of camp. He has needed an epidural, and only he returned to full practice just in mid-August. He says he's ready to go, that he's not thinking twice about it, but the reality is his durability is a major concern. At 37 years old, his health will define the Rams season, period. Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams, and Sean McVay's play callings mean nothing if Stafford can't stay upright or stay on the field. On the other side, the Houston Texans will probably not have Tank Dell for the entire 2025 NFL season after that brutal knee injury last year versus the Kansas City Chiefs. It's a huge blow. And Stephon Diggs, no longer on the roster. But they did go out and they added a wide receiver by the name of Christian Kirk and drafted Jalen Higgins and Jalen Noel to help C.J. Stroud. The Texans are young, talented, and balanced on both sides of the ball. Their defense got healthy. The defense would have been better with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, but he is out for the season, and Will Anderson is finally ready to take that step forward. So there are many, many key matchups in this game. The first one that I'm going to be looking at is, can the Rams offensive line protect Matthew Stafford long enough for him to find his new weapon in Devontae Adams? My answer quickly is no. The Texans defense front seven is too good, and Stafford right now is not mobile enough to avoid the heat for all 4 quarters, especially if he's not 100%. The key matchup number 2 is, can the Texans receivers make up for the loss of Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs? And can C.J. Stroud keep that offense rolling? Right off the bat, I'm going to say yes. I think C.J. Stroud spreads the ball around, and the guys like Nico Collins and Christian Kirk can carry the load. Higgins will even show flashes early. I think that's going to happen. And the final key matchup is which defense can create turnovers and set the tone early. The answer is Houston. C.J. Stroud protects the ball. Whether you want to admit it or not, C.J. Stroud protects the ball very, very well. Stafford forces a lot of throws when he's pressured, and that feels like a recipe for at least 1 or 2 game-changing turnovers. Now, My final thoughts on this game. If Matthew Stafford is truly 100% like he says he is, the LA Rams will win this game. But if he's under 80%, 75%, 60%, I see the Texans walking to LA and stealing it. CJ Stroud is too efficient. The Texans defense is too fast, and the Rams cannot survive if Stafford is limited. I am taking the Houston Texans in this, guys, in a close one, 24-20, because I do not believe Matthew Stafford is healthy. But I want to hear from you. Do you guys think Matthew Stafford guts it out and leads the Rams to a week 1 victory? Or are the Texans ready to prove that they're the one to one of the top AFC teams? Comment down below your predictions, guys. Subscribe, hit the like button. Remember to join us live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time. Now, Combsy Jr. says the Houston Texans are going to win this game. I agree. Excuse me. He says 28-14 Houston over Rams. That is tough, baby. That is tough. Will Olsen says, I like the Texans to win this game. And Alpha Rob says, Matthew Stafford is breaking down. Will Olsen comes out and says, also, Jimmy G and Stetson are pretty good. Whoa. Slow it down, Will. Slow it down, Will. If Jimmy G and Devontae Adams are hooking up in LA, something is wrong. You know that Devontae Adams left LA because Jimmy G was trying to kill him. Legit, trying to kill him. And now they're teamed up together in LA. Wouldn't that be a complete circle there? Sheesh. Alpha Rob is picking the Texans as well. And guys, I don't think the Texans are going to be all that in a bag of chips this season. Let's just be perfectly clear about them. I have them as an 8 or a 9 win team. Also have the LA Rams as my Super Bowl favorite coming out of the NFC. It all relies on Matthew Stafford's health. If Matthew Stafford is not 100%, and if Will saying Jimmy G and Stetson are pretty good, if we're seeing that on the field, the Rams are not going to the playoffs. The Rams are not going to the Super Bowl. The Rams are not winning the Super Bowl if we see Stetson and Jimmy G on the field for the LA Rams this season. It is what it is. But I think everybody is kind of in agreement that we're liking the Houston Texans in this particular game. Now, do we like the Texans because Matthew Stafford is not healthy? Like Alpha Rob said, he's starting to break down, which he is. He's 37, back issues, it's all downhill. Or are the Texans actually better than the LA Rams? That is the question. That is the question of the day. But guys, it is time to get a little bit into panic or patience. Are we in panic mode or are we need to be slowing down, baby? Guys, let's shift gears a little bit and dive into panic or patience. Here's how things work. I'm going to throw out a situation or scenario that's happening in the NFL world right now. It is at us to decide, should we be hitting the panic button or is it time to slow down and be a little patient? If we think it's time to panic, we'll say it. Okay, things are not looking good. We need to start freaking out a little bit like, uh-oh moment, here we go. Right? Ron saying the Rams by a smidge. I see that. But if it's something more relaxed and take a deep breath, like let's play it out situation, is we go with the patience. We'll remind ourselves that sometimes it takes time. Not every bump of the road is the end of the world. So if we're jumping on the ledge or we're sticking out, trusting out the process, guys, let's find out if we need to be panic or should we just keep our cool and be patient. All right, guys, so the first is time for panic or patience. And let's start off with the New York Football Jets. And man, this one is brutal, right? Just before the season starts to kick off, the Jets lose offensive guard Vera-Tucker for the year. This has been a cornerstone piece of that offensive line. Now he is gone. And let's be honest, this was already a group that had question marks going into the season. Protecting Justin Fields was a concern number one going into 2025, and now it just got a little bit tougher. Now, the Jets do have options. They could shuffle around guys, maybe move Joe Tippmann, and maybe to try and plug in a depth piece and hope he grows into that role, but it takes time. Excuse me. Offensive line play is about chemistry, communication, and consistency. And you cannot lose a major starter and expect things to run smooth right away. And here's where things get even worse. Justin Fields, under pressure, he is out to prove that he is a guy in New York. Justin Fields is out to prove that he is not a bust. But without Vera-Tucker, that pocket is going to collapse quicker, the running lanes will shrink, and that pressure shifts squarely onto Justin Fields' shoulders. That is not how you want to start your season in the division with the Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, and the Patriots all lurking. So, guys, what is your call? Panic or patience for the New York Giants or for the New York Jets? For me, it is time to panic. It is time to hit that panic button. Where's it at? Panic. You lose them. You do not lose a cornerstone lineman days before week 1 and just shrug it off. The timing, the position, the situation with Fields, it all adds up. If the Jets cannot figure out a quick fix, this season could spiral out before it even really gets started. But what do you guys think? Should the Jets fans be in panic mode, or do you believe this team can patch it together, keep Fields safe long enough to succeed? Comment down below. Let me know your take. Moving on. Let's talk about the Buffalo Bills. Yes, those Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills that seem to be front runners of the Super Bowl. And their week 1 injury report just dropped, and it's raised a lot of red flags heading into Sunday Night Football versus the Baltimore Ravens. Here's what we're working with. Keenan Coleman, second-year receiver, listed as limited and growing on Wednesday's practice. Tyler Bass, still dealing with pelvic soreness, limited in practice. Matter of fact, the Bills brought in a veteran, Matt Prater, onto the practice squad just for insurance. Tre'Davious White held out of practice with growing issues, listed as questionable. Christian Benford also limited with a growing issue, now officially questionable. On the bright side, Shakir Samuels both practiced fully and can be ready for Sunday. Guys, the bottom line, that's a handful of key names carrying soft tissue injuries before the season has even started. Now, when you look at the Buffalo Bills, they are built to make a long run. They are built to the longevity of the NFL season. But when you have key contributors of that defense and offense all dealing with injuries, guys, it is time to be patient in Buffalo. These all appear to be manageable soft tissues injuries, not season injury. None of those players are ruled out yet, and given time and treatment, most should be good to go soon. Now, Josh Allen still has enough weapons to carry the offense in the short term. So if the Bills can get healthy quickly, this does not derail the season at all. But it's certainly something to keep an eye on. But now, I want to hear from you. Do you agree this is manageable, or is it tied up to be shaky and trust the first game stretch? Drop your guys' verdict down below. But guys, it is time to get into a little bit of fact or crap. We're going to hustle through this last little part of the show. We got a little things to get through, a.k.a. watch some more Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys. But as the show starts to wind down, guys, we are into our final segment. It is time for our final segment of Fact or Crap. Here's the deal. I'm going to throw out some statements, some facts that are floating around the NFL world, and it's us up to decide if it's a solid fact or if it's a whole lot of crap. So let's go ahead and start off at the top. With the first round of Fact or Crap, guys, we take on the latest NFL headlines, rumors, and decide it's up to us to legit if it's total garbage or if it's a factual statement. So, guys, Fact or Crap. Are the LA Chargers the biggest threat to end the Kansas City Chiefs' run of the AFC West titles in 2025? Let's look at the facts. Guys, the Kansas City Chiefs have owned the AFC West 9 straight divisional titles, multiple Super Bowls, and as long as Patrick Mahomes is there, they're never going to be an easy team to knock off. But this year, it's feeling a little bit different. Enter the Chargers. In year 2 under Jim Harbaugh, this team looks tougher, more disciplined, and more balanced than they have in a very, very long time. They had the addition of Hampton in the draft, signing of Najee Harris, and they still have Keenan Allen and Justin Herbert leading the passing game. This is a legitimate offense. On defense, they are built to get after the quarterback, and they showed in the preseason that can win ugly defensive games if needed. Now, compare that to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are coming off a Super Bowl loss. Their wide receiver room is shaky, right? And that offensive line still has some questions. Mahomes and Kelsey carries a lot. Now, compare that to the Kansas City Chiefs. Eventually, someone else has to step up. Eventually, somebody has to come up and take the crown from the Kansas City Chiefs. So is it fact or crap? Guys, I'm calling this one fact. I'm calling this one fact. The Chargers are the biggest threat in the AFC West this season. Denver might be better, maybe, right? Las Vegas Raiders are still rebuilding, but the Los Angeles Chargers is the only team that matches up physically and mentally with the Kansas City Chiefs. Harbaugh has his team ready to punch the bully in the mouth, and I think they'll push the Chiefs all season long. However, I do not think the Chargers win the AFC West. They have the best shot, but they don't. So what do you guys think? Is it really the Chargers who take down the Kansas City Chiefs, or do you see someone else taking the bigger in that division? Comment down below, guys. Fact or crap? Alpha Rob is saying fact. Fact that the Chargers will take down the Kansas City Chiefs this season. Very, very good possibility. They are lined up to do so. Ron Green says the Bills are good at managing energy and developing depth. They only need to worry about Allen's health. That is true. He also saying crap that the Chargers will not take down the Kansas City Chiefs this season. And Will Olson is saying crap as well. It's all tough. Will Olson also chimes in and says Chargers and Broncos are evenly matched. Both are not as good as Kansas City Chiefs are, though. As you are correct. Will. I think the Broncos highly overachieved last season. Them making the playoffs hurt them this season. They had no business making the playoffs whatsoever. The only thing it did is build up the confidence in Denver and give them the worst draft pick. They're going to have a bad year, I think, in Denver. Chargers are there. Chargers are a piece of ball bouncing their way, one or the other, to win this AFC West. I do not think they do it. But guys, as we carry on with fact or crap, as we take on the latest NFL news and rumors, and it's us to decide the truth from the noise, today's statement, today's fact or crap. Guys, fact or crap, without Tank Dell, the Texans offense will take a major step backwards this season. Now, guys, Tank Dell is heading into his third NFL season with the Houston Texans. Drafted in the third round back in 2023, he quickly became C.J. Stroud's favorite weapons. He was an electric route runner, created separation with ease, and gave Houston a deep threat that kept defenses honest. But let's not forget, Tank Dell did break his leg against the Kansas City Chiefs last season. He has fought hard in rehab, but unfortunately, the reality is he will not be a part of the Houston Texans offense this season. On the surface, losing a playmaker like Tank Dell feels like it could cripple the Texans offense. But here's the why I think it's way overblown. Houston still has Nico Collins, who has emerged as a true number one last season. They added Christian Kirk, bringing in that veteran stability to the wide receiver room, and they drafted Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel, two young guys that can help fill gaps. Oh, and let's not forget they still have Dalton Schultz at tight end and C.J. Stroud entering his year 3 on the most efficient young quarterbacks in football. So yes, the Texans will miss Tank Dell's explosiveness. He was a type of player who can flip the field on a single route, but the offense does not fall apart without him. C.J. Stroud showed he does not lock on one receiver. He spreads the ball around and elevates everybody on the field. So what is the call? Guys, I'm saying crap. Losing Tank Dell hurts. Losing Tank Dell sucks, but the offense is too deep and too well coached to take a major step backwards. C.J. Stroud will keep them rolling, and the Houston will be one of the most dangerous teams in the AFC this season at 8-9, 9-8. Do not sleep on them. But what do you guys think? Does the Tank Dell injury sink the Texans offense, or do they still have enough firepower to keep up with the AFC crown? Comment down below, guys. Fact or crap? Alpha Rob says crap. The Texans offense was struggling when Tank Dell was there as well. Not wrong. Not wrong. But guys, that is going to be it for today's show. See you next week. We are out.
Hey, now it's time to take off. Gotta keep it live and raw. Better stay tuned in. Man, our NFL talk. I know that you ready for more. They on the field, ready for war. Who's in the lead? I'm checking the score. We about to do it like never before. NFL Live.